What's up, Spikelings? The stream's only source of entertainment, Esther here, welcoming you back to the Shark Typhoon. Today, we're changing things up with actual jokes and some real joy in the stream. So sit back, relax, and get ready to have fun for a change.
Keep the Ephemerate of, like, don't currently have a black or white card for it. We can also just Archaeologist next turn. So I guess we're looking for a white card off the Archaeologist if we don't just find the perfects. Does Preordained matter for Shadow decks at all? Preordained plus Dreadhorde Arcanist I think is pretty good in Shadow decks. We're gonna add one breeding pool. I'm still chewing on the one breeding pool. There was one game where it came up, but we would have won that game anyway. We did win that game anyways. It's not like the breeding pool doesn't have a cost to it either. I'm gonna block. Yeah. So yes. So we've talked a lot about Pull from Eternity so far today. It's been a hot conversation. I think that the thing is, like, your combo really comes online turn 3. You know what I mean? I guess we just double scam them. Your combo really comes online turn 3. It's if that makes sense. Like so, like, even if you go Pull from Eternity turn 1 and then you end of turn Atraxa, you're still, like, attacking with the Atraxa. Oh. Do I even Ephemerate the Grief? I guess. That's a good way to play around double scam. Oh my gosh, what have I done? Fuck. I don't know why I thought I just had an extra white card. I shouldn't have evoked the Grief at all. Don't think we block. What a punt. No real point in ephemerating here. Do I shock to have hardcast Force up? Seems like we're just gonna lose no matter what, honestly. Just huge punt. Game losing punt. It's like I drew the Ephemerate. I'm like, well, now I just don't know why I thought drawing the Ephemerate would let me do both. Definitely block here, right? Could you have evoked Solitude in response to the rebound? Yeah. I think it was better to just try to draw a white card and still get the scam off. Oh, and then we're dead anyways. That's okay. Sometimes you make a mistake, huh? Okay, so they do usually have artifact-based graveyard hate, so I think we're going to be bringing in the Stonies. Cutting the Forces. And then bring in Pending, not Purge. Got the Teferi is pretty easy, I think. Do something like this, cut the Griefs and the Mendings, play 4 Purge. That seems kind of good. How many legends do you need to run for Moxamber? If you're talking about in this deck, I think that Moxamber is, like, it's like it's good with Atraxa, of course, but the problem is like a card that's only good when you have Atraxa in play is just not a card you want to put in your deck. Because in theory, most of the times you get an Atraxa in play, you're gonna win. Yeah, we did trophy. Mono red cyborg games are so fast. You're better off hoping to dodge cyborg than bringing Stonies. I honestly like couldn't disagree with this statement anymore. This build of Goryos like just cannot afford to dodge the graveyard hate. There are grindier builds of Goryos that can try to, and like it's fine. It's like a fine plan. This build is just like just loses to a single Tormod script if you don't have like cards like Stony Silence in your deck. They ever tried Crooks and Kurnos? I've seen it in action. I remember thinking it was pretty good. Mending over Indulgence. We don't want the life. I was thinking because I was bringing in so many white cards, I was really good on pitchables, but I guess I got the Griefs. Yeah, probably should play Mending over Indulgence here. So if I want to play around Mutagenic Growth, it's like a little bit better to block here. I take less damage, but if they just don't have it, I take less damage. So let's do this, I think. What was I saying about the combo being turn 3? You always attack with Atraxa on turn 3. I'm confused what the question is. I know this game we've dodged Graveyard Hate, but please don't actually me. So that was Lava Dart. You're saying something, that pun happened, you got distracted. Oh, right. Oh, we're just talking about Pull from Eternity in the deck, I think, and how like so we were talking about Pull from Eternity and how Atraxa pitches to your 12 cards. So you pitch Atraxa, then you pull from Eternity into the yard on turn 1, and then you on your opponent's end of turn 2 Goryos and tap, which is like a good sequence. One problem is the only good thing to evoke on turn 1 is Grief. Like, you don't usually want to Force or Solitude on turn 1, and the other issue is that like it doesn't really speed your deck up in a super meaningful way, while also just being very all-in. Just Cookbook plus Goryos. I agree that Cookbook plus Goryos is a pretty good strategy. I think that typically Cookbook plus Goryos is a strategy that wants to play Emrakul as its hit, because like that 0 mana discard effect is like very, very good with Emrakul, and like these like 2 mana looters are not very good with Emrakul. Oh, instead of Pull from Eternity. I mean, yeah, sure. It is a really cool suggestion, though, and a very cool thought. Yeah, I agree that the Cookbook Asmo versions are pretty impressive. So they probably have a one-lander if they're playing this. Yeah, I've been really liking the 4 Celestial Purges. Kind of feels hard to leave home without that card. 4 is like kind of overkill, but I think I like trying to overkill them. So they did find second land. Drawing a white card would be pretty poggers. Got a lot of extra white cards post board too. Once we get image 3 pitch spells. Yeah, like to some extent it seems like they might do pitch spells again, right? Because there was a cycle of pitch spells in image 1 and image 2. But I would really think they shouldn't. I don't know. Okay, maybe I will Solitude now. Invasion of Amonkhet. You could just like never flip it is the problem. You have to play Hex Mage. So I can fetch Swamp here so I don't mill it over with the Archaeologist. Also increase my hit chances on Archaeologist, I guess. Spike, no more scam effects are needed. I wouldn't play anymore now. Like, none of the other ones are, like, good with Atraxa, like the Undying, Feign Death, or anything. I'm not going to put, like, Cloud Shift or Essence Lux in my deck. Grissel's the 5th Atraxa. Yeah, but it's also an Atraxa that lets you have 2 Atraxas in play at the same time, if that makes sense. Which is kind of unique. I have bought on both of these. I just like don't have an Ephemerate, don't have a white card. This is exactly what I'm looking for, though. I think I'm gonna also main phase this since they do have like Fluster Swords and Spell Pierces post board a lot. I feel like Sanctifier is so good right now. Yeah, Sanctifier is awesome. Like Sanctifier is like weirdly close to main deckable and modern at the moment. Maybe not that weird. Oh, we're dead. Feels bad to punt game 1. It is what it is. Yeah, so they have to mutagen and grow 3 times and keep Delirium, which looks super easy for them to do. They also have 2 bolts, which are also dead too. They printed Yavimaya. I'd be not surprised with another Urborg. Well, I'm telling you, and we're telling you in chat, like they have explicitly said they're not going to do Jeskai colored Urborgs. Do you need the Mending? I think, or want the Mending? Maybe I should say that instead. Okay, I do need to force Rolling Vortex. Should I pitch the Mending or should I pitch the Archaeologist? I think I pitched the Mending. Archaeologist walks. Digs a little bit deeper. We can flash back the Mending, of course. Okay, build over Griselbrand. Could be good to just have Griefed. Pitch the Indulgence there. Is Sneak Attack too powerful modern? Yeah, I don't think Sneak Attack would be too powerful. I actually like genuinely think Sneak Attack would be a good addition to modern. Like there's just no fast mana. It's like really hard for like turn 4 Sneak Attack to be that crazy or like particularly better than Creativity or other combo variants in modern. Isn't Hammerheim a red Urborg? I have no idea what that is. Sadly, you cannot Mending because it's exiled. Well, I was talking about pitching What are we talking about? I'm talking about pitching Mending versus pitching Archaeologist. Okay, that's really good. Yeah, we 5-0'd the previous league. Punted game 1 against Prowess last round and lost the match. Not sure I went all 8 of this effect. I definitely went the Pendings because they also hit their Sanctifiers. I'm going to cut the Teferis. Don't at me with Rift Bolts, please. Yeah, maybe we just want the purges are like less. They're like so much worse than Pending. Pending answers their 1-drops for 1 mana, and then also answers their Sanctifiers, which Purge can't do. We just don't play the purges. I could have Preordain. I had a Demolish too. Our first league was really good. Our second 2 leagues were really bad. Although the first league we had the White Splash, which it's probably correct to have the White Splash. I'm not 100% sure, though. Yeah, so, Emrakul is, a little bit better in this deck because you can sometimes Goryos it, but it is mostly just a mill sideboard card. And I like having a sideboard card for Milled in this deck. Mill can be a really nightmare matchup. Well, take that. Could be okay to save this for Sanctifier because we have the Archaeologist, but... Could just dig for another one off the Archaeologist, maybe. It is nice that Archaeologist blocks Sanctifier. What a Preordain. Take that. Yeah, we're currently doing no paid deck techs, but there are channel point deck techs enabled through your stream. Any plans on playing Shadow again? We'll probably play it next week. I don't have a date set out, but I do want to play Dreadhorde Arcanist Shadow. I'm still just trying to hammer out the list, and it's possible I'm just not going to come up with something that's particularly better than some of the current iterations of the archetype that are out there. We looked at a pretty good list this morning from I think Dak Faded 07 on Twitter, who is playing no Baubles, no DRCs, no Ragavans, but playing Dreadhorde Arcanist, playing Murktide, playing Shadow. It looked pretty good. We've had 1 Sanctifier, yes, but what about second Sanctifier? Am I not doing paid deck techs too many? Yeah, I guess. To some extent, I mean, this has been an issue for a while, but this stream is just not a very good forum for deck techs. It's just kind of tough to spend so much time during the stream giving one chatter attention when we have 1,000 people here. And it makes the YouTube content worse. It makes the stream content worse. It just kind of I think it's just a net negative, even if I make a little bit of money off of it. Okay, so exile the Atraxa, unfortunately. So we're probably going to evoke on the Sanctifier, block here, flashback Mending this turn. I miss initial decks. I think that the channel point deck techs I think are still a good solution. 3 of them a stream is not with a 45-minute interval is not that much, and for what was always so bad about the deck techs too was when we would just have 3 in a row. The stream would just come to a screeching halt, and it was just really bad for everybody that wasn't getting a deck tech, and also to some extent too I enjoy doing deck techs. I've done that for a long time, but it's not my favorite part of the stream, and I've done them for years, and it's maybe time to move on a little bit. Still kind of entertaining the idea of the off-stream deck techs via Cameo. That seems like a really good forum to do them. Yeah, and then like also like when you go to the YouTube comments, like half the YouTube comments are about hating the deck techs too. Like with which is very understandable. So I don't have that many Ephemerates left in the deck. I have one, so I'm gonna try to save this one for Rejected by Death for tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Let's go. This is probably a draw 2, huh? I think this deck I don't think we need a 6 target, no. Like this game, it feels like that, but we got one of our targets exiled to their Sanctifier. We're also super ahead this game. We're at 16 life. Can you edit the deck text out of the YouTube videos? Not without editing the gameplay out. I think this new structure is going to be good. And I hope. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Let me double check. So I have 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah. So I guess I do probably just need to use this Ephemerate to dig a little bit more, since this isn't actually a looter. There's a Mending. That'll work. So now I guess I go Mending, Goryos, then flicker the Atraxa. Which isn't like ending the game on the spot, but I'm at 18. I think I just like mostly want to keep my threat in play, if that makes sense. Oh, that's funny, they're skull cracking. I wasn't even planning on gaining life anyways. Okay, so we'll take Solitude, Pending, Indulgence, Strands. Force, Ephemerate, Griselbrand, Shrine. Oh, I don't know what happened. I didn't get my Ephemerate, I didn't get my Griselbrand. I definitely clicked on them, just I didn't get my Force. I think I got none of the cards. I must have clicked no or something. It's okay, still winning. I'll have the worst misclick, I guess. If you win 1 second later after saying no to like 5 premium cards. Up against Kihira, I think we'll keep against Kihira. Daniel, tier 1 for the 17th, thank you. I think we bottomed the Indulgence. We're doing pretty good on looters. We'll keep the Archaeologist. Archaeologist has been so good. It's also like Archaeologist is really good. It's also really, really good in this build too. I think I'll just get, well, could it be good to just Mending this turn? Let's just Mending. Yeah, we 5-0 with this deck. Same 75. It's been looking great actually. I think against blue-white, just discard the planes, it's fine. Discarding Mending's also probably fine. Fair. I'm not trying to queue for the monitors. Yeah, I think so. I'm queued for the next one. I'm not queued for the modern one yet. I don't know if anybody is yet. So I guess I'm probably going to be digging for a Force of Negation with Ephemerate. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but I can't remember when modern RCQ season starts, but I'll be playing some RCQs. Probably like one every other week or something. There's a lot of RCQs in our area. There we go. Archaeologist is so sick, y'all. No, never mind. Wow, we found another force, though. We only can pitch once. Imagine if we just hit a blue card off the Archaeologist. It starts next week? Okay. Yeah, I'll ask around in my group chats and stuff. In hand of the 8 months, thank you. Welcome back. Pretty dirty. Ephemerate, Griselbrand, Teferi, Preordained, Godless Shrine. I think that I wait to cast Teferi before I Ephemerate so I can play around Solitude a little bit better. Even get to attack with our Archaeologist. I think I only own 3 Atraxas. I need to get a 4th Atraxa if I want to play this deck. Oh man, it's so gross that they had Force of Negation and they just couldn't use it. Did they also have Solitude somehow? No. It'd be so hard for them to have Solitude there. Okay, we'll take Force, Preordain, Fountain, Atraxa or Solitude. Probably just Solitude. Did I play a land? Yeah, I played the Godless Shrine. You should be able to cast Force if it's on your turn, but only if your opponent's up to some bullshit. I agree. I agree. Honestly, like Force of Negation could say if you should be able to cast it like on your own end step too. Like you just can't cast it on your main phase. If it says if it's not your main phase, you can cast Force of Negation. Alright, so how many endings do I want? 2? Just 2? We're gonna check this 45. How much are they now? I remember I bought them when they were like around that much, but I do need a 4th one. I don't know why I only have 3. Like, what deck was I playing that only had 3? Oh, it was the Creativity deck in Pioneer. Preordained is so fucking good. Yeah, I'll keep the Grief. Yeah, they do have Kihira Companion. Pitching a Goryos does not feel super ideal, so let's pitch this newly drawn Atraxa instead. See if the coast is clear. It is not exactly clear, I guess. Let's take Dovin's Veto. And then I think I'm going to get a teensy tiny bit greedy and try to preordain for a land. Both these are interesting. Yeah, it seems hard to say no to this Force of Negation because I just get to go Goryos with Force up on their instep. Got enough Goryos? It's maybe correct to just let the first Goryos get countered, because they're gonna Solitude my Griselbrand anyways. So now I'll, well, no, I guess no, I force and still just instep it, yeah. Instead of having to see a Ephemerate in my top 7. That worked out so poorly for my opponent. Alright, so let's just untap and try to like I want to be able to respond to them solituding by drawing 7 looking for Ephemerate rather than I draw 7 end of turn and then they just solitude. Wish I had one more life point, huh? Let's go, dude. Griselbrand casual 11 for 1? We'll take it. We'll take it. Then we Teferi discard Atraxa to hand size. Oh, 11 for 2, right? We use the Goryos. We also get, or life neutral. The One Ring. Man, that card sucks. Okay, taking Force. Are they conceding? Conceding, yeah. Dude, we've been crushing. Our one match loss was even like due to a punt. Just crushing today. On the draw, looks like a discard Atraxa to hand size kind of game. We'll keep at least, see what that develops. Mutavault. Well, I think drawing that, let's go ahead and play a land for turn. Yeah, Preordain is awesome in this deck. Preordain has just been good in general, but is also like absolutely like the kind of card this deck was like very thirsty for. So now I think I'll just grief them. Oh, some lag. Double Hexcatcher is kind of annoying. Well, I guess we just take one of them, and then next turn we can go... We can Goryos our Atraxa. Oh, I guess we should just main phase the Mending, though. We can get Basic Island. And then we can kind of... we can make them sack... We can make them select 2 Merfolk to counter Goryos and just Goryos again next turn. Beagle to 37 months, thank you. Why mail model? Still trying to figure that out. I'll try to get back to you. 2 mana, you sack 2 creatures. This is pretty good. I guess it's 3 mana because we have to pay. That's good. I'd probably register that card in a lot of decks, though. I think Spreading Seas is too good for Historic. I have no idea what Historic is like. No idea. Could not tell you. Someone who could answer that question is someone who plays Historic, I think. Yeah, technically a Punisher mechanic, sure. Have we scammed Grief at all? Yeah, we've done that a few times. Historic is like Modern Light or Pioneer Fat, sure, but it's also, it just has like a million cards that like you would never, like you've never seen before, and like does it have alchemy cards? I think yes. Is there a version with alchemy and without? I think yes. I just don't really know what the hell is going on over there. Ephemerate, I think I want to grief them before I Ephemerate just to be really careful. Has fake cards. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think calling the alchemy cards fake cards is a little dramatic, but I think that Historic is just a very difficult format to keep up with casually. Like most formats in Magic right now actually are just so difficult to keep up with casually. Even Commander, I don't know how anybody plays Commander without keeping up with stuff. I don't know, maybe you just find a good play group and. Who do you like to win in a Team CFB Modern Showdown? Any of them. I don't know. Love the CFB guys. I think Historic is probably really fun, but it's just like for me, I definitely engage, I think, with Magic in a pretty unique way, if that makes sense. Like, I know that the way I engage with Magic is not the way almost anybody does, just super hyper diving into one format and trying to like build the best decks possible nonstop, as a full-time job. I recognize that this is kind of a unique situation, but this situation for me makes it very difficult to just keep up with any other format. Even trying to brew and pioneer and modern at the same time, I found very difficult to balance. But I am going to try to brew and pioneer more. I'm going to try to brew and pioneer some when the new set comes out too. Probably just bought them both. Yeah, I recognize that alchemy allows the printing of effects that you just kind of can't have in usual games of Magic, and I don't actually think that that's a bad thing. I don't know. I will say that the best Magic as a hobby, I really feel has changed a lot over the last 10 years that I've been playing, or I guess I've been playing now for 11 years. It's really changed a lot. I felt like it used to be that you could kind of keep up with everything. It wasn't that hard to play Standard and play Modern and play Legacy and have a Commander deck and play some Draft. Now I think it's really just you have to pick a 2 or 3 things to be into. It's just it just isn't that possible to be into everything. And I think to some extent that's fine. But I think more people get to be happy overall. Okay, do we Ephemerate here? I think no. It's close though. So let's see if we high roll. Oh, sorry, I guess... I don't know why I was thinking this could ever put Griselbrand in the yard. Yeah, no, it's just better to play Teferi. To find Goryos. So now I can feel kind of comfy that I can just I can kill the next turn even if they find a bounce spell. I will say too, like compared to this version, compared to the Leyline binding version, having basics of all types has been really, really nice. It has been really nice just to have, you know, basic island, basic plains, basic swamp, which you can't really do very easily in the binding version I found. Maybe you can. Hard to play all three. Where Eighth Pitch is such good. I think with Preordained you don't need it, which I think is a really good thing. We dead to another lord? No. But if they have Glasspool Mimic to copy their Trickster, tap this down, that's something, but we also can just throw Griselbrand at them, which will get the job done. Okay. Just have to attack with your fish before conceding. This is, you know, I feel like whenever I talk about the Stony Silences at the sideboard of this deck, I talk about specifically Murktide, and I rattle off a few more examples. Like I've been saying today, like Mono Black, Mono Red, Grixis Shadow, all play Artifact-based Graveyard Hate. But when you actually play the leagues, there's just a lot more decks that only have Artifact-based Graveyard Hate. Like we played against Prowess and now also Merfolk as two decks where like all their Graveyard Hate is going to be Artifact-based, and you just slap these Stony Silences in there. You catch some strays against like Aether Vial, Mishra's Bauble, Ragavan. It's just pretty nice. I'm gonna cut the Force of Negations for sure. I think I'm gonna cut the Teferis and also play at least 3 Pendings, probably 4, probably cutting Mending. I want to cut Mending over Indulgence to keep as many black cards for Grief because we're adding a lot of white cards. Yeah, Jund Saga is another good example of like where you want Stony Silence. They're just like I like basically never leave home without 3 Stony Silence in the Goryos deck. I think that if you want to play like a version like Yili Cassis, who's like really like more of a mid-range deck and like is playing like a bunch of bindings, it's like okay not to play the Stonies, but in that card's good against me. Holy shit. But if you want to play this kind of more in combo-focused version, I think the Stonies are so important. And then also sometimes you catch extra strays, which I've been saying so much today, and apologize for that, I guess. I don't have a second Godless Shrine in the deck either. But sometimes you also just like play against an artifact deck. That's happened twice. We played against like Dice Factory Tron, and we played against Scales too, and like you just sometimes have 3 Stony Silence in your sideboard, and it's pretty nice. So I guess I actually, hold on, sorry, turn off audios. Yeah, I'm just going to Solitude the Miscolor now, since my plan is to just go Solitude it next turn, so might as well take 2 less damage. Bit better against Subtlety too. Yeah, in this deck you also like loot them away, pitch them to Solitude, it's like, the card's really nice. But it says, I would not like 2 free life, thank you. No thanks, none for me. I am comfortable with the 20 life total I started with. I'm a Merfolk player. I am perfectly content with the 20 life points that Richard Garfield gave me. Okay, so we'll take Pending, Stony, Solitude, Goryos, Atraxa. Oh, sorry, not Solitude. Interested in hearing why the basic island in this deck? Is that a serious question? Okay, yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. Not taking land? Oh, I should have taken land. Oopsie daisies. We'll probably be okay, but I should have. Okay, we have 2, 5, 1, 0, 2, 5, 1, 0. Okay, so we can discard off Indulgence. Do you think they'll print Black Blood Moon Image 3? Well, I didn't consult on the set, so if I said yes or no, it would be a total guess. I have been trying to think, like I will say, just trying to get in the head of the designers, I bet that they think about printing another cycle of pitch cards. I think it would make some sense to consider another cycle of pitch cards. Since like you had a cycle of them in the first 2 Modern Horizons. I'm not saying you should have them. In fact, you probably shouldn't. It's probably better to not make everyone who like immediately just pissing everyone off again. Yeah, I think I'd go for Mending over Stony. Nah, I don't know. So this is 11 damage. 11 is kind of a lot. Just not play around top deck artifact Graveyard Hate. Maybe guild pitch cards. Yeah, but like I've been thinking about what kind of pitch cards you could print, and I can't really think of. Like they would maybe have to be enchantments. They would be like ley lines that are pitch cards instead of ley lines. North, the 13 months. Thank you. Wait, that actually sounds awesome. I should have consulted. No, I should have consulted. Man, just the best damn game designer that ever lived. Maybe I should have fetched Island. Might want to double wipe. I worked on a scroll rack deck. I started playing a scroll rack deck yesterday. I'm 8-2 against a lot of bad decks. I am fairly confident that scroll rack is not a legal modern card. I am not 100% sure, but pretty sure that that's not a legal modern card. But don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. Complete the days cycle, and then also put days into modern. Days in modern without Wasteland is kind of interesting. I don't hate like completing the days cycle, or printing like a modern version of days. Man, I've been streaming so long that like this is like maybe like the 5th time, which is not a lot, but like it is funny that multiple times people will come and chat like, Spike, have you tried brewing around a card not legal in the format? I've been doing it. It's funny that this is not the first time it's happened. You ever keep this on the draw? Okay, so we have 17 lands to draw and 4 Preordains that are all like very good draws. And we have 2 turns to draw them. It's 21 over the course of 2 turns. Not bad. It's probably like, what, like 56% or something? You just mulligan. Also, like, not every land is good. Not every land is white. Like, we could draw basic swamp. Okay, give me the other hand back. We're at 5. Okay, keep, put back, double force. Maybe keep a force over a Solitude. Any more Hellraiser deck? Yeah, I want to play more. I want to play more of the Creativity Hellraiser deck. It looked really good. I think the deck looked really good. I've been trying to think about like how I'd like to approach the burn matchup, and I think that just playing like an Elder Scale Worm and a Platinum Empyrean on the board is what I want to do. I think that Burn is popular enough to want to play cards like that. Burn plus Prowess is also kind of on the uptick, I think, because of Preordained. So, and I'm so like that's something I think I want to do. I also I came back from Europe kind of under the impression that Tron was very popular because of the Pro Tour, and I think that was true for like a little while, and I don't know if it's still true. Yeah, we 5-0'd with this deck. Deck has been looking awesome all day. We 5-0'd the first league, and we should be 4-0 right now. Although I guess you have to think about some butterfly effect type stuff. Yeah, it does kind of feel like Tron is like immediately gone again. So like I had 4 Charmals in the sideboard because Tron is like a nightmare matchup without them. But I'm starting to think that you just don't really need those. When 4 with the Tower Razor almost trophy, yeah. Like I woke up today thinking that I wanted to play the Hellraiser deck in the challenge this weekend. Now we're crushing with this deck. I probably should play this list in the challenge tomorrow. Although maybe we just, I don't know, maybe we could do like Sunday challenge or something, figure it out. If they have 2 counterspells, they have 2 counterspells. If they have no counterspells, they have no counterspells. Let's fucking go, dude. Okay, a bit more important to remember to take the land this time. I think I actually want second Goryos over second Force. I already have an Ephemerate. Do we have to take Solitude, Preordain? This is just like so fine. If we lose the fight, we just discard the hand size Goryos again. But it's not, we didn't even lose the fight. This is so unfair. This is so unfair. Does POG mean? Yeah, POG is I believe, an acronym for play of the game that is kind of like lost all meaning. Doesn't really like mean that anymore. I think it just means cool, I guess. It feels kind of bad. I guess I probably could have found a different black card at some point, but let's see what's going on over there. Okay. Subtlety Pitch Snapcaster Mage. I guess that's fine. I think we'll top also. Yeah, that'll do. So we're discarding 3 cards. Mending for sure. Probably Mending, Archaeologist, Preordained. No, we need some blue cards. Mending for sure. Probably like this. Starve with the 12 months. Let's go. Thank you, thank you. Is it control? Looks like it. Target player draws 2 cards. That's gonna be a no for me, brother. That's gonna be a hard no. I hate to do it to you, but no cards coming your way. So let's play like 1 Solitude. Mending. We just play no Solitudes. It's okay. Teferi can bounce some creatures if they have creatures. They have Subtlety, they have Borrower. Yeah, maybe they have enough creatures. We want a couple. But what do we even cut? The Stony Silences feel pretty mandatory, I think. Control an Archaeologist. Control a Griselbrand? Let's try that. I haven't tried that before. Probably getting basic island off the Strand. I'm gonna think about Blood Moon. Getting to play around Blood Moon has been pretty nice with this build too, compared to the binding version. Although let's go ahead and scam them. I mean, evoke them. No, that joke is already old. What are you? Spell Stutter Sprite, how did you get in here? I guess I'm taking it actually. How did you get in the deck, Spell Stutter Sprite? Go back to the retirement home. Get out of here. I love Spell Stutter Sprite though. I even have like a playset of the Secret Lair Spell Stutter Sprites. I love the card. I love that art. You know, I've played a lot of the card on this channel. I guess it's maybe best to Indulgence, just for mana efficiency this turn. The Soul Avenger, thank you for 10 months, hope you're doing well. If they get an island, they have Blood Moon in their deck. Not the most surprising, I guess. Draw the basic planes. So then a Subtlety, Counterspell, Mystery card. So they either drew a 3 or a 1 mana spell here. And that's a beautiful 3 mana spell if I've ever seen one. Supposed to just write a wizard, right? Yeah, okay. Let's see what's going on. I like to cast this turn because I know they have Subtlety. Come on, opponent. You're not going to evoke Subtlety here. Well, I know you're not going to evoke. You know you're not going to evoke. Let's move on. I'm going to take the Stony. I would probably take Preordained if I have more blue sources. Do you like the new Goblin Secret Lair? What kind of cards are there? Is there like a Brain Goblin? Is there like a Soul Goblin? Is there a Mind Goblin? Look at the new Common Scales. I think it's probably not going to be very good, but it could be better than I think. What's Stony for the matchup? Graveyard Hate. Okay, I have a Mending, so we'll keep that. Probably should have fetched before. Doing this, though. Force doesn't seem that bad. Probably like enough better than the average draw step to keep here. No, yeah, we saw Flame of Venor game 1. What's Stony Silence for in this matchup? Also, they never counter it. Like, blue-red players literally never counter Stony Silence. And they just don't know how good it is against them. It has Counterspell, Subtlety, Mystery cards, Flashback Bending. Let's go. Another force. Breeding pool moment, I guess. Yeah, no green source in the deck. We maybe should. There was one game last league where it came up. This is the first game it's coming up here. We did win the game that it came up last time. We're still pretty ahead here. I'm just not sure if you should have one or not. So still chewing on it, I guess. So you can take Teferi, Time Raveler, Force of Negation, or Ephemerate. I think I'm just going to take the Ephemerate. The Teferi doesn't seem very good into the known subtlety. Torborg, the 33 months. It's a good month to be a spell shift player. Wilds of Eldraine is going to be lit. I'm very happy for you, Torborg. One Triumph seems relatively harmless. I mean, it's not free, and it also doesn't cost you very much. Yeah. I'm just not sure. I think it's very close. Like, being able to hardcast Atraxa does come up. Your Triome entering tapped and costing you a game also comes up. It's close. Neither really comes up that much. Okay, we're 35 cards deep without seeing a Goryos. Thankfully, we have 7 more looks here. That's 2 bricks in a row. The Goblin Secret Lair is real. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, I guess. Okay, there we go. So we probably want to go for instep Goryos with double force up. Although, I guess we actually could have a pretty real problem of... Like, do I have any Ephemerates left? 1, 2... I probably should have thought about this first. Okay, I still have 2 Ephemerates. Okay, we're fine, probably. Also, pretty free to cast this Preordain. Happy enough to keep that. Just 1 breeding pool or overgrown. Does deck feel the 2 mana? Yeah, I'm just not sure. I think the decision is super close, y'all. The decision to play the green source or not. At the moment, I'm like literally like 50-50 in my head on if it's correct or not. I think that the scales will probably be tipped one way or the other. And I just don't feel very strongly about it. 1 left. I saw 3. Okay, I thought I only saw 2 in the yard. There's 1. Oh, there's one at the very top. Okay, only 1 left is worse for sure. Yeah, Flustertor maybe? No, he's got nothing again. Found the 4th Ephemerate. They also don't have Subtlety mana up, which is kind of funny. I guess I could have shocked. Although, yeah, I should have shocked because if I hardcast Force, it's a bit awkward here. A bit stern scolding. Cool. All right, so we're 9-1 on the day with Goryos. Our one match loss was like very likely to a pretty egregious punt at the beginning of this league. I think we should go again.